Hello, friends. It's Julie. I wanted to let you know that the Angel School is back. For those of you who don't know, my Angel School program does two things for you. First, it certifies you as a Reiki Master Teacher. That's right, you are going to become a Reiki Master Teacher, which means that you'll learn how to feel energy, how to feel into the chakras, how to understand the pain that's there and remove that and clear that from people's chakras, from their auric field. Not only can you do this for others, but it's going to teach you how to do it for yourself. Also, with the Angel School, you learn how to connect with your angels, your guides, and your loved ones on the other side. You learn how to bring through your messages for you and for other people. Some people love to take the Angel School because they want this information for themselves. They want to be able to connect more deeply with their intuition and really feel aligned all the time. Other people feel called to do this work as a job or profession. And if that's you, that's fantastic. Let's get you certified so that you can be working on other people, on clients as a Reiki Master Teacher and as a certified angel messenger. For details on all of this, go over to my website, Jancius.com, or email me and we will get you all registered. You're listening to Angels and Awakening, where we believe daily life can be lived from a constant state of love, joy, peace, bliss, ease, and grace. Why are people always searching for a better way to live? Because there is one. Life doesn't have to be stress-filled and anxiety-ridden. You can make lasting changes that lead to a life you love. My name's Julie Jancius. I have the gift of connecting with angels and bringing through their healing, positive messages to my clients every day. Join us on the Angels and Awakening podcast each week as we explore big spiritual questions, interview experts, and bring through angel messages. I'm so excited you're here. Hey there, Jill.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How about you?
I am fabulous, thank you. I failed to mention that we're on vacation. I'm overlooking the ocean in Florida. So I'm a little distracted by the ocean. I'll take my eyes away.
Oh, you lucky dog. That's amazing.
Yeah,
We're in Florida.
Yeah. We're on Marco Island.
Oh, I love Marco.
It's my first time down here, although I lived in Florida for 20 years. I'd never been to Marco. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. So my family's owned a condo on there since like the 80s, and we pretty much go down every summer. But if I don't know if you guys have gone over to the Marriott yet.
That's where we're staying, actually, at the JW.
It is the most phenomenal place in the entire world.
I'm a meeting planner, so I actually book meetings into places like this. And my friend works here, and I'd never seen it. So she's like, you need to get down and see it. So we were in Orlando and St. Pete, and then headed down this way, and I'm not leaving. I think I'm moving in.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what's interesting is I read an article one time that said that when they initially put up the JW or the Marriott, because they just recently converted it into the JW, what they did was model the plants and the vegetation there around Hawaii so that it kind of had this Hawaii feel. And I think you do get that a little bit there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I said it feels like the Caribbean or, Hawaii's a good one where I just can't wait to get out on the beach. So, but I'm excited to talk to you. And I appreciate that you liked my story. I love my story so much. I love telling it. And it makes me smile. So.
Oh, yay. You know what? Then I will just let you jump into it. For anybody listening, Jill and I met over on Instagram. There was a story on People magazine about Cardinals, and these two sisters are older. They'd lost their mom, and they were asking their mom for a sign. And I don't know why they had a video recording, but the video was just going, and this cardinal came in and landed on the shoulder of one of the sisters. And it didn't leave. You know, she tried to hold it in her hand and let it go, but the cardinal just kept staying there. So Jill has a beautiful angel story as well to share, and I will just let you take it away.
You're so sweet. Thanks for having me to tell my story. Like I said, it just makes me smile. My mom passed away in early December, and she'd been sick for quite some time. And I had kept telling her to send me signs, and that I would always be looking for signs and listening for signs. I think I'm highly sensitive to things like that. And birds were never my thing. I never really looked at birds or paid attention to birds until a close friend of mine died a couple of years ago. And I'd been seeing a lot of red cardinals. And whenever I saw one, I would, call out to my friend and felt like I was having a connection with her. So long story short, when my mom was soon to pass, I kept telling her that, she would come and visit me and I would know it was her. And I also told her over and over again that while she went, she would be with the people she loved. And that when she crossed over, she would be with her two favorite cousins, Audrey and Gladys, who she had grown up with. And she had mentioned over the years as she was sick that she missed them terribly and looked forward to seeing them again someday. So even as to the very moment when she was going, I said, you're going to go soon. You're going to see Grandma and Grandpa, and you're going to see Audrey and Gladys. And she passed very peacefully, and I was with her. And I kept, from that moment on, I kept saying, please send me that sign we talked about. I want to know that you're nearby. And it was winter up in Pennsylvania where I live. And, we see a lot of birds, and we do see cardinals every so often. But I, one morning was feeling especially like I needed to hear from her. And I literally walked out my back door, and there were 3 red cardinals. And the best way to describe it is they were playing with each other. Flying, in and out of little patterns and flying around each other. And I said, like, immediately, and I get chills as I say it, I said, that's my mom. That's mom. That's Audrey, mom, and Gladys together. They're showing me that they are in fact together. They're proving to me that there is, signs, and I just got chills all over me as I'm getting right now. And I said, Mom, is that you? And 2 of the cardinals kind of played a little bit more and flew off. And cardinal number 3, who I think is my mom, I chatted with her, and she stayed for a little bit. And I said, I just miss you so much. Thank you for sending me the sign. Stayed for a little bit longer, and she flew away. And to me, that was my angel. They're visiting me, and just a huge confirmation that, they pass over in peace and they come back to visit in all sorts of ways.
Yes, absolutely. And let me ask you this. Do you see the number signs as well?
I see lots of number signs. None in particular that stand out at me. I've always seen 412, which is bizarre. That's kind of my area code up in Pennsylvania. So I see that one. But last night I did see 1111, which I don't see all the time. But I'm very cognizant of things. I've been hearing a lot of voices lately, which has been an interesting new thing for me.
Oh, tell me about that.
I've recently gone to a class up in Pittsburgh with a local psychic medium, and she's been teaching us how to become more aware of our surroundings and our inner thoughts. And we talked about clairvoyance, and she looked at me first time meeting me. She said, "You're clairaudient, aren't you?" And I said, "I don't know. I hear things." And she said, "What is it you're hearing?" I said, "I can have full conversations in my head with what I believe is my mom. Yeah. And I get other names and I get voices, and I question it sometimes. And sometimes I just turn it off because I don't recognize the names, or I'm not looking for a message. I kind of just want to go to sleep." But that's been really interesting. That's been very eye-opening to me to, have those conversations.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And does this come in more for you at night before you go to sleep?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And do you know why that is?
I don't know why. Maybe you can tell me. I think I know why, but I'd love to confirmation as to why.
So in order for us to connect with spirit, we have to really tap into that higher vibration, right? And spirit almost has to lower their vibration a little bit in order to meet us in the middle on this other plane in order to communicate with one another. And when we do this, raising our vibration means that we have to kind of be still, find some silence, figure out our way to get into that, maybe have some meditation time beforehand. Every person has their own way of getting into that space. And throughout your day, you are so busy doing this and doing that, that the mental monkey mind is just constantly going, and we're not as tapped into our intuition as we'd like to be. But when we're laying down to go to sleep is when the monkey mind starts to still, starts to quiet, and we have this automatic peace and stillness in our day. And so it's easier for spirit to come through, for our intuition to come and kick up the volume, because we're just in that still, calm peace, connecting with that higher vibration. So a lot of people end up really getting those messages and tapping into their intuition the most at night or when they wake up in the morning. And if it causes you to have trouble falling asleep, what you can do is say, this is great, save it for the morning. I want to talk to you, but I need to get some rest.
Yeah. That's funny. I often will be still and want to talk to my mom, and that's when I'll enjoy the connection. But like I said, sometimes I'll hear names that don't necessarily ring a bell to me, and I grab my phone and I write them down, and I kind of play through my head, do I know anybody? And if I don't, I kind of turn off at that point because they don't mean anything to me. But if the name might have familiar to me, I'll write it down and I'll try to continue talking. And often I'll give the message to whomever, and whomever will say, it doesn't make sense. So I just let it go at that. I figure they're not open to it, or they just don't want to hear the message. So I don't continue at that point. But I like learning about this subject. I think it's fascinating. And I just think the more and more connections we each make, it just realize that there's something out there that's not finality, and gives you a sense of peace and hope.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what they're showing me too is they're really proud of the work that you're doing. What they're showing me that your channel, your crown chakra, is actually open when you're communicating with other people, because I can see you at work. I can see you actually getting messages and feeling spirit. I'm not sure if you're cognizantly aware of it, but spirit is coming through for other people, messages while you're around them. Can't say to everybody, but they're making this light linkage between the names that you're receiving and the people that you're around. Even in your business dealings, which I know can be really hard, where you're getting that information, you're getting messages.
I love it. I wish that more of the people that I share these things with were open. And a lot of the people I surround myself are very open, but some are not, and they just don't understand it, so they don't necessarily want to listen to it. And I think it's so amazing to be able to think beyond what's here, to go beyond and know that there's another place that people go, or our souls go, that we can continue conversing with one another.
Yeah. I have to ask you a question too.
Sure.
Do you have a sister and do you have a daughter?
Yes, I do. I have two daughters, actually.
Okay.
And a sister.
Okay. Your mom is coming through. Is there, I don't bring through anything negative, so it's all positive.
Okay.
Is there something going on with one of the girls, something bigger coming up?
There has been big stuff for the older one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's gone through a lot of good things.
Since mom's gone, because she just wants to come through and acknowledge that she's been there. I don't know if there was a celebration of some sorts, because she does show me herself dressing up, and she wants you to know that she's been there for all of it.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
And I believe it. I believe it too. So I believe she's been there. I felt her, not physically, obviously. I don't feel her, but I feel within my mind that she's been there.
Yeah. And she's coming through for your sister as well. Now, your sister has kids as well?
Yes.
And does she have the boy? Okay.
She also has a boy. Well, we both have. We each have a boy.
Okay. All I can say is what they're showing me, because she's showing me your sister's son, and I don't know what's going on there, but your grandmother just kind of shines an extra light on him, which is my symbol for she's taking extra special attention and care of him, and just controlling everything that's going on there. She's on top of it.
That's really cool. I like that they are watching from above and keeping an eye on all the grandkids. And she had it for, I'm surprised not to hear with my son. Maybe she had actually a special relationship with him. So maybe it's her boys in general. She seemed to like her boys, her boy grandsons a lot.
Yeah. Is one of them in school, in college?
They both are.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that is just her way of recognizing that, yes, you're correct. It is for both of them. And that she is keeping a special eye on both of those boys.
I hope she's, I think what the biggest thing for me, and maybe you can confirm, is that you just hope that they're at peace. You hope that their pain doesn't travel over. And I believe that, but I love it when you all who really are cognizant of what's going on tell me that they're okay. And, she's no more pain and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah. No. And I don't know what was going on at the end, but she does show me herself up and walking around. What they show me, and everybody's gift is a little bit different, right? But what they show me is that on the other side, heaven isn't like this world. It's not one place. There's multiple different worlds and realms, and there is one place on the other side where everybody has their own home, and you go down the street and everybody in your soul family is in the same neighborhood or on the same street. And what she shows me, because she was kind of coming through this before earlier, you were talking about all the people that she has on the other side. I see that special between her and her mom as well, because she brought her mom forward earlier and just showed me that she's spending a lot of time with her as well.
Oh, brings tears to my eyes. It's so, I love that do you see these things, or what is your
my
gift more so?
Yeah, I see and I hear. Sometimes I get a sense of feeling, but it's weaker than my hearing and my seeing.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I love that. I just love that.
I know. Thank you so much, Jill, for being on the podcast and spending time with us while you're on Marco Island. That's just incredible.
Thank you so much. And thanks for liking my story so well. And thanks for letting me share it. It's a happy time during what can be a difficult time. So thank you so much.
And I'm so sorry for your losses too, but
thank you.
Well, I hope you have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Have a good one.
My dear friends, you don't know what an incredible, huge, huge, huge blessing it is to this podcast when you write a glowing, positive review for us. It truly helps us get the best experts on the show. I know this might sound a little complex, but if you send me an email after you post a glowing, positive review here, I will put your name into a monthly drawing to win a free 30-minute angel message session with me. And it may just be broadcast on this show at a later date. Your name will be kept in the drawing every month until you win. When you email me, don't forget to include your name, contact information, and positive review. I hope you win. Tune in for a new episode next week where I'll share tools and guidance that can help you fall in love with your life and start living it from a place of peace, bliss, and ease. Thank you so much for listening to the Angels and Awakening podcast. Until next time, know in your heart just how deeply you're loved on the other side, and open up your heart to all of the random, unexpected blessings that your angels and your spirit team are trying to bring into your life right now. Disclaimer: this podcast provides general information and discussion about energy healing, spiritual topics, and related subjects. The conversations and other content provided in this podcast and in any linked materials are not intended and should not be construed as medical, psychological, and/or professional advice. If the listener or any other person has a medical concern, he or she should consult with an appropriately licensed physician or other healthcare professional. Never make any medical or health-related decision based in whole or even in part on anything contained in the Angels and Awakening podcast or in any of our linked materials. You should not rely on any information contained in this podcast and related materials in making medical, health-related, or other decisions. You should consult a licensed physician or appropriately credentialed healthcare worker in your community in all matters relating to your health. If you think you may have a medical emergency, call your doctor or 911 immediately. Again, angel messages, energy healing, and the information you receive here does not constitute legal, psychological, medical, business, relationship, or financial advice. Do not take any of the advice given in any Angels and Awakening podcasts or sessions in lieu of medical, psychological, legal, financial, or general professional advice. Please note, Angels and Awakening is a podcast produced by Chicago Energy Healing, a company with locations in Wheaton and Naperville, Illinois.